It's Saturday morning at 10 a.m., so you know what that means. It's time for What's Up, Ocala? With tens of thousands of viewers every month on our YouTube channel and millions so far on TikTok, we are joined by our host, local owner, and broker of Great Expectations Realty, Andrea Praber.
Good morning and welcome to What's Up, Ocala. I'm your host, Andrea Praber. Wow, have you been putting off some of your home repairs and remodeling, some of that honey-do list because of the summer heat? It's that time of year. That's right. Our it's almost spring cleaning is upon us. That means that today we've got an exciting topic for all of you homeowners here in the Sunshine State. We are going to be talking about all the things that you've been planning to do if you were planning on selling your home. So whether you're planning to sell your Florida home or you just want to make it a little more valuable or maybe make it look picture perfect, I've got 20 fantastic tips to share with you. That's right. The first thing that we're going to do when we're looking at your home is we're going to boost your curb appeal. We want to make a fantastic first impression. It is crucial, especially in Florida's rather competitive real estate market today. Start by enhancing your home's exterior appearance. This includes sprucing up your landscaping. You want to create an inviting, very well-maintained front yard. I cannot express this enough. Adding mulch, especially fresh coat of mulch, great. Fresh coat of paint, even better. Here in Ocala, obviously, we have that pressure washing that needs to be done annually. So get on out there, make those driveways and walkways look fantastic. You also maybe want to consider, if you're doing a fresh coat of paint on the outside, don't underestimate the value of putting a fresh coat of paint on the inside too. This is not only giving your home a more modern and refreshed look, but it also helps potential buyers see a very well-maintained property. And then they think that they're ready to go ahead and move in and make it their own. Again, please choose neutral paints. Nobody wants to live in a home that is the color of Pepto-Bismol. Another thing you might want to consider are those kitchen and bathrooms. I know we're looking at something a little more expensive, but the kitchen is the heart of the home. And investing in these areas can really increase your home's appeal. Upgrading appliances, countertops, fixtures, all of this can work together to create a very modern and functional space that potential buyers will love. One thing that I would highly recommend is to go ahead and look into possibly painting your cabinets. I know it's outrageous. You can't paint cabinets. That is not true. They have come a long way in paint these days. And if you get it done professionally by somebody that has experience in doing them, they can come out amazing. They can go from that 1980s faux wood look to something that is white or cream color or modern looking. If you're going to do that, and since you have to take all of the doors and drawers and all that, you got to take it all out anyway, go ahead and change out the handles and the hinges. The hinges cannot be overlooked when you're doing this, because in the 80s, hinges actually were decorative and now they have hidden hinges. So look into doing all of that. Look at what hardware you're putting on your cabinets. Just the hardware alone will actually give it an upgrade. But if you've got that funky faux wood looking cabinets from a la 1984, it's not cute. Okay. It's not cute. If you need recommendations from me of somebody local that can do this and make it look fantastic and make sure that it's in stages and layers so that it does stay forever, because I've seen it done badly too, and that's not good either. When I've gone into homes that are up for sale and you can already tell before they even finished putting the hardware back on these cabinet doors, it's already getting all scratched up and stuff. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about having it professionally done, okay? Now, some of them are a little bit of a lost cause, and they just have had too much wear and tear and had too much water damage or whatever over the years, and they are just not salvageable. Go ahead and upgrade. Go ahead and talk to, Lowe's or Home Depot, or even there's this fantastic website that IKEA uses where you can actually put in the dimensions of your kitchen and all of, your appliances or whatever, and they will actually allow you to drag and drop the cabinets to see what the kitchen will look like. And it is so much fun. I literally spent hours on there the other day just playing around with the kitchen. And I actually found out that the plan for a kitchen that I had been looking at was not going to work at all. And even though I'm not a huge fan of galley kitchens, I would get a lot more countertop and a lot more cabinet space if I went to a galley kitchen. And the space was perfect for it once I actually played around with that app. And I had been looking at it for months and looking at different things to do. And I really wanted to have that island in the middle and stuff. And it just wasn't working for the space. And I just couldn't figure out how to force it to work. Well, you know what? Once I went on that app and I realized what exactly I would be giving up by getting what I thought I wanted, it was fantastic. It is a beautiful design. Yes, it is a galley kitchen, but it's still absolutely fantastic design, a lot of cabinet space and countertop space. And I love the app. So if you go on IKEA and then you go on to kitchens, there's actually this ability to drag and drop, and it's got all of the cabinet sizes and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're going to get your cabinets and so forth somewhere else, the sizes may vary. So be aware of that. But it was still a lot of fun to use, and you could get a general idea of a brand new kitchen for a reasonable price. I would have to say that if you do get them from IKEA, they are reasonably priced. But you can also pick them up from Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that as well, if you're wanting to do any of this on a budget. Otherwise, I am sure that a contractor would be more than happy to give you a quote. In fact, if you go into Lowe's or Home Depot as well, they actually have contractors there and consultants that can actually sit down and work the whole thing out with you and figure out exactly what you need and what you want. If you need a recommendation for a contractor, then just let me know. I have a fantastic one that we've been using for years, and we can, we'll have him give you a call and give you a quote. All right. So moving on past kitchens and bathrooms and all of that. And I assure you, I have just done, I didn't just do it. See, listen, look at me taking credit. My husband did it. My husband actually did a fantastic shower remodel. Now, obviously, he did not do all of that himself, but I was like, look at all this wasted space by this builder's small fiberglass bathtub shower thing that we have going on in here. And there's so much space for a really nice tiled walk-in shower, but this is going to take some work. In 3 days later, I had an amazing shower that I absolutely love. It is huge. It's absolutely huge. But we also have all of these connections of people that can do the work, and we know their work because they work in the property management and with real estate and stuff. You get to know these people. So the guys did a fantastic job. The plumber, of course, did a fantastic job, as always, as usual. But I have a fantastic shower now, and it was just all due to my husband really coordinating the whole thing and doing some of the work himself as well. So showers, bathrooms, it can completely change the look of the whole house if you have those kitchens and bathrooms modern. Okay. I cannot tell you how many things date a house more than that, but all right, we're going to go ahead and move on from there, or else I'll be talking about my itty bitty little postage stamp of a kitchen that needs to be remodeled, but that's okay. We'll leave that alone for right now. Okay, we're going to go into decluttering and depersonalization before showcasing your home. It is essential to declutter and depersonalize the space. That means removing excess belongings and personal items to allow the potential buyers to visualize their own life in this space. This creates a more neutral canvas for them to imagine their future home. Now, I want to pause again for a moment. Bear with me. A lot of people confuse depersonalization with some kind of personal sanitization. I'm not really sure, but they actually will go in and remove every single family photo. And I'm like, that's not what this means. It just means that your daily stuff is not there. So one thing I do is I remove all of the shower stuff and the bathrooms. So all of that needs to go into the cabinet in the bathroom. Like, I don't want it all over the counter. Nobody needs to see your used toothbrush. Okay. Something like that. I hide all of that stuff. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but it's just going to be hidden. It's only just look under the sink. It's right there. But I remove, wet towels from their shower that morning. So like all of that stuff has to go. That's depersonalization, decluttering. We want to remove items, especially for your personal hygiene, out of the area. Okay. If you have 50 bazillion things that your child has drawn for you and what school they go to, for me, that's a safety issue. I remove all of that from the refrigerator because it will actually tell people a lot about your personal life. You might have like your dentist phone number up there. You might have the school that your kid goes to. You might have, just all sorts of stuff. The report card, which has their entire legal name on it. So all sorts of stuff are on there. And that's just not safe in this day and age. You just don't want to have that. But it also makes the kitchen look really cluttered in pictures when you have all of those magnets and frou-frou all over the fridge. So we want to have a nice, sleek, modern look. We go ahead, all of that gets removed. Normally, I put it on top of the refrigerator if possible, or into a drawer. So it's not like it's that far away. You still have your stuff, but it's just not out for everybody to come in and read and, get into your personal business. Like, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be sharing when your next doctor appointment is and when it's for and all of that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. So that's what I mean by depersonalization. And people get confused by that. They think it means remove every aspect of your personal life. So all family photos come down and stuff like that. That's not it. That's actually the opposite. Because when you go and buy a frame for a picture at like Walmart or something, what's in that frame? What's in that frame? It's pictures of happy people living their lives. So if you have happy family photos up on the wall and it's showing how much you've enjoyed this home and how, it's a great place to grow up or whatever, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So it allows them to imagine themselves having the same. So if you have that measuring tape up, the measuring tape where you kind of measure, how your kids are growing or whatever up against the wall, that's awesome. That means that they know exactly where their measuring tape for their kids are going to go. Stuff like that. If it's maybe a home that you've had for years and years and years and you've enjoyed for years and years and years, that's okay. That can be shown. That is all right. They can imagine themselves getting the same thing. So there's, like I said, a little bit of a difference between decluttering and depersonalization and sanitizing every aspect of your life out of the house. That's not what we want to do either. Okay. We just want them to have the ability to envision themselves there. Now, if you're not wanting to put your house up for sale and you're just looking to maybe declutter, there are some fantastic tips on some of my other videos and stuff that will actually help you to do that. In fact, we are going to be doing an entire series on how to declutter your home room by room. And we're going to be doing it with my house. I'm not even joking. So that is what's coming for 2024. You are going to see the chaos that is my laundry room and my closet and all sorts of that and fun stuff. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some more tips, shall we? Obviously, the name of the game today is energy efficiency. We want to do some energy efficient, high valued upgrades to attract those eco-conscious buyers and save on energy costs, especially when you're going into maybe one of the more expensive areas like City of Ocala is known for on their energy. So maybe doing new energy efficient windows, obviously LED lights, that's pretty much the only way to go these days, literally. But it all helps. It makes it more environmentally friendly and it makes it less money for them as well. You also may want to consider a new roof. I know, it's so expensive. I know. But if it's coming time for replacement, a solid roof is a major selling point, and it really helps, potential buyers of the property to know that you are taking care of the home and that they're going to not have to worry about that roof for a long time. You can also have it put into the contract that it can be taken from closing. There's some very great things that you can do that. So just keep that in mind. Something else that you want to consider is maybe staging the home to highlight its best features so that you can create that lasting impression on those potential buyers. There are people that will actually come out and stage your home, whether you are moving or not, and they can get you the biggest bang for your buck. So let me know if you need some phone numbers. All right. Now we talked about pressure washing a little bit, but what if you don't have the concrete, you got the siding? Well, looking into getting some new siding might be something that you want to consider. Some siding you can go ahead and paint to upgrade. Some you have to replace, but especially if it's falling apart, depending on what kind it is, might want to look into that. Flooring. Oh, I cannot say enough about flooring. Quality flooring can make a huge difference on how buyers and guests see your home. I cannot express enough my love of tile in Florida. I almost said just Ocala, but it's not. It's all of Florida. And when people move here from other places, they don't realize the joy of tile. I know some of you are like, oh, but my feet get cold, especially this time of year. Area rugs are a thing, people. Area rugs are a thing. And they're very easy to replace. Okay. So I'm just saying it's cleaner and you don't have to worry about it getting damaged like carpet. Being in property management, I loathe carpet. Okay. Loathe. And I have carpet in the bedrooms in my house. I don't like it. I'm waiting for it to wear out enough that I can replace it. I'm trying to get all the money that I can out of what's there. But at the same time, I do not like carpet at all. It's just when you talk to somebody or see, a carpet cleaner like I have, and you see what comes out of a carpet, you don't want to know. You just don't want to know. You don't want to know. Okay. Tile is so much cleaner. And again, you can do area rugs. If you really love that carpet feel, area rugs are so much easier to replace and to clean and all of that. So highly recommend, just get you some area rugs on that tile floor. Tile floor lasts for decades. Okay. And it's actually, if you look at replacing the carpet and padding, tile floors are about the same cost, if not cheaper. It's just over a longer period of time. It will also add value to your home if you have a tile floor. And if you're not sure about that, you're like, well, some people prefer, no. Talk to the builders. Talk to all of these builders, and you'll see how they are going more and more and more towards tile, because that's what the buyers out there are demanding. They really want tile floors. Another option, maybe if you have different colored tile floors, please don't do that. If you have the option, do not put different kinds of tile throughout the house. It's all one color, okay? It makes the whole house look a lot bigger and brighter, and you just don't want to do mismatched. It's like trying to do multiple jigsaw puzzles all at the same time. Just don't do that. If you do have that already, though, and so you're not really, or maybe just one flooring, maybe you had carpet in the bedrooms, for example. Well, what are you going to do then? Because the whole house is tile except for the bedrooms. That's when you can look into doing something like LPT, which is that vinyl plank flooring. It used to be in the 1990s, it was popular, and it had this orangey yellow faux wood floor. That's not what I'm talking about. It has come a long way since then. It actually has padding to it, which is normally attached to the actual planks. It's very easy to install. It can be done in a day. It's super, super easy. And it's fairly inexpensive. It's less than tile, probably right around the same cost as doing carpet and padding. So just something to consider if you are going to do all of that. Or if you want some tips or something like that, just let me know. I would be more than happy to help. You also maybe want to consider doing your backyard. I know we talked about external, but did we really talk about the backyard? Because investing in landscaping and outdoor living spaces in Ocala, it can create an oasis. It can create a whole it creates more square footage really, because it's an outdoor living space, and it can really, really enhance your home's appeal and make it a place for future homeowners to envision themselves relaxing and entertaining guests and having parties or seeing their kids grow up and play in the backyard. Another thing that you can do is invest in smart home features like security systems, thermostat, stuff like that. Most of the homes that are being built by builders are very tech savvy. They are all set up with all of that. It all comes with it. So maybe that might be something that you want to consider. If you have like a Ring doorbell or something like that, make sure and specify that it goes with the house. Okay. Maybe don't forget about the garage too. You can organize it, update it, make it a functional space so that buyers can appreciate not just a place for their vehicles, but maybe also a game room or something like that, making more square footage out of the house. And speaking of garage, while we normally use it for storage space, there are other areas where you can demonstrate your home's organizational potential. A lot of storage can be a huge selling point for buyers. So look at organizing that storage that you already have, or really showcasing it. Any kind of structural issues, please address them immediately, not just for potential buyers, but also for yourself. It's the integrity of your property. You want to make sure that your home is sound and that it's free from any kind of hidden problems. And something small can turn into something big if you ignore it. So get that taken care of. Again, let me know if you need a phone number. You can also, as I mentioned before, upgrade the windows, not just for the energy efficiency, but also for the curb appeal. You know, especially if you have something like those Jalousie windows, and you laugh, and yet there are quite a few houses here in Ocala and all over Florida that still have those, where you got to like crank it and the crank's probably broken, and it's just upgrade them. Just upgrade them. Definitely look at creating a beautiful landscape. Inside, outside, around the house. Florida is known for their greenery and depending on the region, for us here, that garden and all of that area, it's not just the house, it's all of the area, all of the property, to really showcase what it's like living here, make a story out of it. Another thing you can possibly look into if you are looking to upgrade your home is maybe doing solar panels. Now, for me personally, I always recommend that they actually go in the yard, not attached to the roof, only because I know there's insurance issues and other stuff, and there's really no difference. Now, does the solar guys like to do that? No, they like to attach them to the roof. But for a slight bit of increase in your costs, you can go ahead and put them in the yard, and it is so much better down the road. It's a much, much, much better selling point as well. So just keep that in mind. And of course, we have a lot of people, especially from South Florida, that are moving up here, and they always ask about like storm shutters or anything having to do with hurricanes. And of course, I explained to them we don't really have that kind of up here. But maybe if you're looking into doing some upgrades, maybe doing something with hurricane resistance might be a good idea. Just something to look into, something to consider. Also, if you have a porch, I know I cannot reiterate enough doing outside stuff, but if you have a porch and it's not screened in, it's not that expensive to have somebody screen it. So maybe look into doing that. And of course, the final tip, the best thing that you can possibly do, is to hire a realtor. We can provide valuable insights. We can market your property effectively. We can make it picture perfect. We can guide you through the entire selling process, and we want to ensure that you have success. So phone a friend, call a realtor. There you have it, folks. 20 valuable tips to add significant value to your Florida home before you actually sell it. Remember, the Florida real estate market has its unique demands, as all portions of the United States do. So these tips can help you stand out and get the best value for your property, no matter where you're at. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we are going to go over fun stuff to do this weekend and the current stats on what's going on in real estate in the Marion County area this week.
At Great Expectations Realty, we believe that you should expect more from your real estate experience. When you hire a realtor to sell your home, you should expect experienced advice on staging your home, professional photography, aerial photos, virtual video tours, and a national presence online to advertise your home to the largest pool of buyers. Your realtor should communicate from start to finish, and always remember this is your home. You are in the driver's seat. We believe that if you aren't happy with our efforts, you should be able to fire us. We don't have cancellation fees, and our sellers never pay transaction fees either. Call Great Expectations Realty at 352-817-9160 or go online to greatexpectationsrealty.com to get your free analysis of your home's market price. Great Expectations Realty. Expect more from real estate.
Welcome back. Before we get into the sales stats this week, I want to ask a small favor. If you're enjoying this program, let us know. The website here at the radio station is classichitsocala.com, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment in the description below. If you're a fan and truly think that we have helped educate or entertain you in some way, please share. You can share on YouTube. You can share in Facebook. Just on YouTube, you can click subscribe if you haven't already. And that's the biggest compliment I can get. All right, now let's go ahead and jump into real estate stats for this week here in Marion County over the last 7 days. Currently, there are 3,170 homes available and ready to purchase. Take note, folks, that this number has been slowly but steadily increasing week after week. Kind of interesting, right? Just slowly and steadily. That may change soon. New listings on the market, 298 this week. Price increase, 79. Price decrease, 339. 339. That number is just, whew. Back on the market, we had 66. Sold, 138. Expired, 22. Lease, 0. Big surprise there. Pending, 225. Temporarily off the market, 14. Withdrawn, 5. And canceled, 45. 45 people said, you know what? Not just no. The national average interest rate has been steadily coming down for the last several weeks and is currently at 7.39% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. The FHA 30-year is averaging at 6.28 nationally. That's fantastic news. The 15-year is at 6.54, and you know that's always what I recommend. What does this all mean for you? Is there any mention of rate cuts, which typically generates increased buyer demand? They're likely going to push home prices higher. So if that national interest rate continues to go down, we're going to see more houses being sold, less houses available, and then those home prices are going to go up again. But none of this is going to be drastic. Right now, it has been a very slow and steady process. And that's a great thing. So we'll see what happens over the next few weeks and few months. But a lot of experts are predicting a very, very different housing market for the next quarter compared to the last quarter. It'll be a different game entirely. Now, the fun stuff. What's going on around you today and tomorrow? Of course, we have the downtown market. This weekend, we, of course, have the place to be is downtown, actually. In fact, why aren't you there already? You can go. You can drive while you're listening to this. It's great. The weather, by all accounts, should be pretty good. But you can go ahead and visit all the local vendors, bakers, artisans, and farmers that are at the downtown market. You can also plan a date night. There are plenty of stores to shop in and restaurants for dinner. And the Marion Theater has several movies that are playing that you may be interested in. So check that out. They have, of course, movies at 8 o'clock, but there's also a 2:30 showing. So maybe you should, see what's playing and see if you can make a day of it downtown. There is so much to see and do down there these days. It is crazy. Loving it. The inaugural Brick City Bluegrass Festival is actually taking place today as well. If you go over to Citizens Circle, right in downtown, it's from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is an event for all ages, and it's going to feature both nationally known and local bluegrass bands. The festival will host a variety of food trucks, of course, in case you wanted something different and something new. They're also going to have beer and wine available for purchase, but it is recommended you bring a chair and get ready to hear some really great live music. Also, coolers are not allowed. If you're wanting to do something tonight, however, over at 7:30 p.m., you can return to the golden age of cinema with an unforgettable film music experience. The Riley Arts Center presents the 1923 classic, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, but it's accompanied by an original score composed by Maestro Wardell and Brad Deloach. I know I'm going to wreck that name, but that's fine. This performance promises to be a true feast for the senses that will add a whole new dimension to this full-length Gothic story. Don't miss your chance to celebrate the art of cinema and, of course, music in all their glory. Don't forget that we have the Grand Invitational the first week in February over at the Florida Horse Park. And I have to say, I absolutely love this with those huge horses, the Clydesdales, the Percherons, the Belgians. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Over at the McPherson Plaza, we have the Ocala Strawberry Festival the first weekend in March, not to mention the nationally advertised Rock the Country 2-day music festival coming in June. Lots of great stuff is happening in Ocala, so stay tuned. We're going to talk all about all of that stuff, but that's it for us for this week. Don't worry, we will be back next week on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for yet another show. So we'll see you then. Thanks for listening. Bye.
You've been listening to What's Up, Ocala? Follow us all week on Andrea Praber's YouTube channel and TikTok. We'll see you next week at 10 a.m. on What's Up, Ocala.